This is a lateral view. Now, all of these right here, when I say that the brain is being underdeveloped, not just through the stress that we are dealing with on a day-to-day basis, but more importantly, first and foremost, the foods that we are eating. The foods that we are eating is creating what you call ischemia, and ischemia is hardening of the arteries. You have your regular veins, and you have inferior. You have inferior. Look at this. Anterior inferior cerebellar artery. You understand? Anterior inferior I'm gonna go through all of these as one day on my live. I'm gonna go through each and every last one of them on my live, but I only want to go through about 2 of them right now. So if you look at right here, the anterior cerebellar artery, this artery right here is the artery that is connected to what you would call your choroid plexus. Your choroid plexus is your third and fourth ventricle that allow what you call neuromelanin, cerebral fluid, spinal fluid to flow up come up your vertebrae, through your spine, and tap into your pineal gland. Now, but guess what? If this artery is clogged up, how is that melanin? How is that neuromelanin, the higher consciousness of you, is ever going to get to the pineal gland? How is that going to get there? You see, your occipital lobe. When people be talking about, oh man, I'm having trouble seeing and blind. These are smaller arteries that need oxygenated rich blood to flow through in order for you to work properly, to have proper, what they would call 20/20 vision. Now you have down here. Now listen, your common carotid artery. You see this artery right here? This artery is connected to your heart. This is a major artery. This is connected to your heart, and it splices into both hemispheres of the brain. This is sending blood to your frontal lobe, your eyes, your lips, all of this. And if this artery is damaged, which is what happens when this artery is damaged? High blood pressure, heart diseases. That's right. Now think about something, my people. Think about something, what I'm showing you right now. These are all inferior arteries. You don't even see these like you see your veins. Yeah, you look on your hand and you can see your veins. You don't even see these arteries. So now sugar is the number one thing that the body uses in order for energy. That's the number one thing outside of the sun. So let's just make this very clear. The sun is the number one energy source. But however, outside of the sun, sugar is the number one energy for your body to continuously to move. And your brain uses glucose at an extreme high level amount. So now you look at your community, right? And when you got people on the social media talk about, oh man, these people got consciousness too. You're causing division. You're hating this, that, and the third. You're hating people. Okay, so let me ask you a question. When you look at our communities, right? Who do you see in the stores? What do you see in your stores in your community? What do you see your children being coached to eat, to drink, to ingest on a day-to-day basis? What are they being encouraged to do? Answer that question. And who is doing it? And again, let me just say this to a neurologist or a biologist. If I'm wrong, then you tell me. This is being deliberately done. Because guess what? The moment that I stopped eating sugar, the moment that I stopped eating processed food, I started thinking better and wanted to do better for myself. Violence is not in me. So that's not naturally me. So I was never that person even before I became aware of who I am. But guess what? I was a slave, a mental slave, that I was on my knees asking and crying and begging for another man, being full with anxiety, not knowing if I'm going to lose my job or where my next income going to come from. And this is what they do to us, brothers and sisters. Once we change that, now those arteries naturally start to heal themselves. Oxygenated rich blood start flowing to those, going where? To your frontal lobe. Now you can start to think before you respond. Now you see things completely different in total from what they were before. So now let me show you this. Let me see this. So how you doing? So let me show you this. Let me finish going in with this, my people. I'm not done. I'm not done at all. I'm not done at all. Let me get this going. So when you look at this right here, When you look at this right here, what this look like? Excuse me, my bad. Let me pull it up this way. I gotta pull it. Come on, man. Come on, Kalai. Come on, Kalai. Bear with me, people. Once again. All right, here we go. When you look at this right here, I showed y'all this before. When you see this right here, what do you see? You see a tree. This is what you see. You literally see a tree without the leaves on it. And when they say the tree of life, this is what they're talking about. The leaves is considered the neurons. The roots that are in the ground are considered dendrites that connect to other leaves. This is the inferior. These are your inferior arteries that need oxygenated blood. And guess what? If you don't use it, just like any language that you learn to speak, if you don't use it, what happens? You start to forget it. You start to like, damn, I forgot this. I forgot how this was. If you don't practice it. So if you're not using your frontal lobe of your brain consistently, guess what? You start to not use it and you become what? A reactive person. So now let me show you this right here. I'm not done.